morning, welcome back to our community cafe. Satyameva Jayate, the new reality show, has been making headlines everywhere for its host Amir Khan, for the new content that it has got, and also for the open and frank approach it has got to the social issues. One of the issues that was recently addressed on the show was the child sexual abuse. And today we are going to explore this even further with our guest today, Pooja Taparia, who has been working on this issue much before the issue actually became the talk of the town. So welcome, Pooja. It's really good to have you here. So tell me a bit about yourself. So how did you get into this? What was the motivation?
I am a graphic designer by profession.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew nothing about the social sector or the development sector in India, and yeah, today I'm consumed in it. Arpan started as a intention of giving back to society in 2003, inspired by my guru Pooja Taparia, and it was just about helping the underprivileged at that time. However, during the little things that we were doing, I came across the issue when I saw a play on child sexual abuse, and that really left me shocked because it showed me the utter trauma an adult survivor of sexual abuse goes through. And I vowed at that time that I'm going to do something about this. But I was very involved with my graphic design projects, and after 2 years I started working on the issue. Even at that time, the aspiration wasn't really to set up an organization and scale and do large amount of work. It was just about what can we do about an issue that is not being addressed in society, but the problem is large in India and of course in other countries as well. And so I started by creating awareness amongst individuals through Rotary clubs, Lions clubs, using those platforms to bring about the issue in the forefront because it's been far too long under the carpet.
For sure.
Yeah, so in the beginning we got a lot of denial, got a lot of shock. People weren't willing to accept that this is a huge problem in our society. But slowly people have been, willing to listen and understand thanks to a lot of cases being reported in the media. And yeah, so that's how it began, and I got consumed. The team started growing. I got support from friends and family in the beginning, and my interest grew, and my graphic design work got weaned away just by default because I was giving more and more time to this, and Arpan, making little differences, got re-christened to Arpan towards freedom from child sexual abuse.
Okay. Oh. So that's how it used to be named earlier.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. And as you just said, definitely the issue is like off limit to the media and to the society at large. What does your research say? Because I know you have got your own research department to analyze the issue. So how serious is the problem?
I think it's very serious. But there is so much underreporting that one can't, really get a sense of the reality. But the couple of studies that have happened in India show that almost 50% of children have faced some form of sexual abuse. The national study done by the government in year 2007 even spoke of over 20% of these 50% having been severely sexually abused.
That's frightening.
That's frightening, yeah. And other independent studies done by organizations also show a statistic of almost between 48 to 52% of people who said that they were sexually abused in their childhood in some way.
And how does Arpan play a role to tackle the problem? Because you set up your own organization in 2003, and since then, how has it been playing a role in addressing the problem?
We've been doing a lot of preventive work as well as a lot of work with intervention. So we go and create awareness, create sensitization through local events. We then also do lots of awareness talks amongst various stakeholders like parents, teachers, who are the primary stakeholders of children. Telling them about what the issue is, how do you look out for symptoms in children, if any, that could make you inquire further if there's any sexual abuse that's happening, because children don't talk about it. So the onus so much remains on the adults,
the parents, and
exactly, to do something. We give them parenting tips. How do you keep open communication channels with children so that if there is any attempted abuse, the child will come and talk about it. At least chances are better if the communication is healthy between the parent and the child. And we also work with children. So we go into schools, we've developed a 6-lesson plan module, and we teach personal safety skills to children so that they can protect themselves from sexual abuse.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
Yes.
And you also work with adult survivors.
That's
don't you?
right. So we do a lot of counseling and therapy as well with children and adults who've been survivors of sexual abuse. We've worked with over 250 children and adults so far.
Wow, that's amazing.
And we've directly worked with 25,000 children and parents, teachers so far.
Oh, wow. And is it mostly in Mumbai or the surrounding
largely
regions?
in Mumbai.
Oh, okay.
Each of our programs has a component of capacity building in it, and our vision is to do more and more capacity building so that the program can go across the country, and not only within India but now across the world as well.
Definitely. Are there any particular challenges that you face that you're struggling with?
I think still it's difficult for some people to accept this as a reality. So when we go to some schools, just to even talk about it. So maybe within you might think that, maybe it's happening. But to be able to say that, I understand that this is happening and let's do something about it, that kind of an attitude is seen very less amongst people. So it's still a struggle. So when we go to schools to, want to conduct our programs, not every school is open to it. There are some people who are so worried about child protection that they will welcome the program, and there are some people who will be slightly more skeptical about, our children are safe, that's all right, we don't need this. I think it's not intervening in their family life, but I think for a school to give that a priority is different. Education has been largely so much about academics that life skills per se is not looked at as an important area.
They take a second place.
Exactly. So we try and do our best. We try and convince them. We try and say that this is important. But I find that slowly schools are opening up. But initially that has been a challenge.
And speaking of challenges, we talked about the Satyameva Jayate, the program in the beginning. Do you think it has taken, on some level, some of the pressure off you? I mean, at least, he has definitely taken it on a different level. So is it helping you in raising the awareness, taking it forward?
I think it's too soon to say that. I think we would have to see over the next few months what kind of an impact it's had. But I really think that the show has done a brilliant job to bring the issue in the forefront. And strange that it is that when endorsed by a star, people are wanting to listen and think about it. So great. So I'm sure it's going to help us in our work.
Well, thank you very much, Pooja. It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.
And on that note, we are just going to end the interview. We know that the global agenda on poverty reduction has put a lot of emphasis on child protection and child health care, but much remains to be done to protect them from physical and mental abuse. To know more about this issue, log on to our website, which is gyanayatra.afp.org.uk. Thank you.